New Day is dead and the Bloodline just lost its muscle. Is this a jump to AEW or is TKO cleaning house? Let's get into it. We start the show with the revelation that there's been once again another purge of the WWE roster and locker room. Today it is Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day. No reports from either, simply just a retweet from Kofi Kingston to say on his socials, a tweet that was sent out on the official AEW page indicating the golden era run of the New Day, Kofi and Xavier. As for Xavier, he simply tweeted one word in a graphic, and that was gaming. However, he has removed all WWE logo from the up-down channel. So we'll see what happens with that. I believe it's always been a good, I'm not sure if it's a moneymaker, but even something that another wrestler is well known for or popularized for is always good for branding. So I guess that is about to change. A lot of fans are taking the tweet that was retweeted by Kofi Kingston as indication of where the pair might end up next in AEW. I'm sure that would be a great run. There's so many great tag teams to work with in AEW. AEW are a lot more focused on tag teams at the moment, and indeed trios. There's a lot of people that they know that they can hook up with, form some kind of modern iteration of the New Day. I wish them all the best. Obviously, Kofi is a wrestler we knew from hashtag Give Kofi a Chance, Kofi Mania. That was a great storyline. There's so many great storylines that these guys were involved in. I believe that Xavier Woods was the creative mind behind a lot of this. So I really think these boys will land on their feet. I think they will do well. Their run in the WWE has just ended. I'm sure they'll go off and do more great things in other places, whether that be TNA. Well, it's probably not going to be TNA because TKO. But whether that be AEW or somewhere else on the indie, we look forward to seeing where these guys pop up next. So next on the list is JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb, and Tonga Loa. Fun fact, something I didn't actually know before this whole thing unraveled was that Tonga Loa was in fact Comanche. Remember Comanche? It was Sin Cara and Sin Cara Azul, and Sin Cara Azul and Sin Cara had a match, and whichever one loses the name, and Sin Cara Azul lost, and Sin Cara Azul indeed became Tonga Loa. I did not actually know that. Fun fact, it's one of those where did Zima Ion go questions. Just in case if you don't know where Zima Ion went, Zima Ion is in fact fucking wild. And of course, if we take it all the way back to this video, I, for a long time, did not realize that Consequences Creed and Xavier Woods were in fact one and the same. One of those moments, fun fact. In any case, both have been released from the WWE. I understand it as much as I don't quite understand it because they haven't really been given much to work with as far as getting over. They have simply both been thrusted into Solo's MFT. I don't believe there was much room to work outside of that or to shine outside of that because the group was mainly focused on Solo and then somewhat Tala Tonga and in some places his younger brother, Tama Tonga. So I understand why they've let them go because there's an influx of a lot of brand new superstars to the rosters, younger. I'm looking at Miles Bourne and I can't see it being very far from now that he is bumped up to the main roster. There's things about these younger wrestlers, they're willing to give them an opportunity because they have never really had the chance to shine on that big scale. Some of these other wrestlers are getting older. It makes sense to transition them in sooner than later. So I understand as much as I don't understand because it's only been a year that they've been given to get over, and that was always in the frame of a faction where they had to take a back seat. Yes, tag team champions, but it wasn't the greatest run. They didn't seemingly have a great deal of storylines. As far as performing in the ring, I think both of them did, well, at least JC Mateo did a bang-up job. I can't see it of going any other way as far as in the ring. There are a few videos online showing the mistakes on the lower. Mistakes happen in wrestling, and I don't think they were that drastic, and I don't think they were exactly botches. So I don't think he was necessarily as charismatic as his younger brother. But had they worked those two as a tag team, I believe something could have been done with him. He may always be a tag team wrestler on the level of the WWE and the independent. Maybe he can be a solo, maybe he can be some level of a star. But I think on the indies, I think in a promotion like the WWE, he's always going to be part of a tag team. I don't think that would change if he was in AEW either. So again, I understand as much as I don't understand. It's a very unique situation we're dealing with TKO because none of us can quite see the vision. Unless, of course, you are completely business orientated and you don't like the product. It might be easier to see where TKO are going with a lot of this, but if you don't like the product, why would you be watching anyway? So hard to say what exactly is going on. I don't quite know. I don't quite understand. That is all I can say for this. I can just report on what has happened. I can be saddened to see a veteran, someone who's been around the company and done so many things, the highlights from Royal Rumbles gone past of Kofi Kingston, the amazing things that he has done, that will always be in the clip section of the WWE promotionally to sell them. Similarly, I think a lot of what Xavier does will also be in that light, maybe in a creative sense more than anything else, but also a fantastic and great performer. As for the Tongans, I also think they're great performers. I think they are more purist wrestlers and they would work in a more indie company. That's not to say that they won't be missed and that they didn't have something to offer to the WWE roster, especially SmackDown. So if you like the content, please hit like, subscribe, hit the notification button. It will let you know when I'm uploading next. And until then, I have been the Triple Crown Champ.